Welcome, returning and new subscribers. Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alala Pantera. And as you can see from the title, this is going to be one of those messages where that warrior spirit is present at this time. All right. So the video that premiered earlier today was recorded last night. And I'm going to read to you the summary of that energy right now. Power over 7 scorpions. And it says here, you are being initiated into the magic of conjuring to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. So, the message of the power over the 7 scorpions, that exercise that we did in the video prior to this one, welcome everyone. It was basically letting you know, okay, you're at the point of your journey where you are stepping into the understanding, and overstanding of the magic of conjuring, to have the power to affect low vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word, which will now give you the ability to manage any toxicity in your life swiftly with great effect. So there's this recalibration about what you are caring for or about. This is why I've titled this message for the warrior spirit. Why? Because you have been going through numerous of tests, testing how much can be given to you, testing how much can be given to you as far as an ability, the extent of that. Now, all of this you have power over based on the way you respond to what's going on outside of you. Okay? So, let's look over power over 7 scorpions. And it says here, for that exercise that we did, that you will be using the image or symbol of the scorpion to represent forces which can be destructive that are in your energy field: fear, guilt, shame, grief, lies, delusions, and attachment. Now, being a warrior spirit, and what I mean by that is you have been given the task, or you have signed up for this mission to take on the task to remove these 7 entities, entities, or distractions or blocks that will prevent anyone from evolving. The main one is fear. The main one is fear, which resides at the root, your base chakra. So, what I've been feeling coming onto the live, I even recorded a message stating talking shit is not normal. It's not. gossiping, having nothing positive to say. Because I feel like people mix up comedy with bullshit. And here's what I mean about talking shit ain't normal. Shit, a lot of this shit out here ain't even fucking normal. Now, it's easy for anyone to rise up from whatever situation they're in. And again, I titled this The Warrior Spirit for a reason. Because some of you are having a hard time with detaching from certain people who do operate this way. If it's not detaching from them physically, it's detaching from the emotional and mental debris or residue as a result of that. Because they're not understanding why you've done something, but you have to ask yourself, why are you looking for that energy to understand something that is at a higher vibration that they can't even hear or connect to? So, going back to what I was saying before that, let's talk about the throat chakra. When your throat chakra is malfunctioning, what happens? You're unable to speak your truth or listen to the truth. Okay? Which then leads to sore throats, things of that nature. As a matter of fact, it's actually here in this book, Wheels of Life. You may want to look into this here. And I'm actually going to give you the other chakras as well. But as far as stepping out of your comfort zone to be that creator, to co-create with source, that throat chakra has to be activated. But if you're using your words to put down another, that's a malfunction of it. That, and on top of putting yourself down and not accepting what it is that you're doing and why you have to do it. And what tends to happen when you're not accepting what you have to do, you're going to be over explaining yourself to people, looking for validation where what you're saying sounds right. So you can continue to do it. Because you may be afraid of stepping out of the comfort zone. So as far as the first chakra, your root chakra, it's connected to the element of earth. The psychological function is survival. The demon of the first chakra is fear. The developmental stage of the root chakra is from the womb space to 12 months, so that's something to be mindful of. The glands are the adrenal. Body parts connected to the first chakra is the legs, feet, bones, large intestines. Malfunction of the root chakra, obesity, anorexia, sciatica, and constipation. As a matter of fact, sciatica was one of the obstacles that I experienced that allowed me to change who I was becoming by stepping away from, certain things that I felt were the right thing to do because of certain traditions, let alone those same traditions on top of my emotions put me in this state where my body said, oh, no, we're not doing that. That's not what we came here to do. Okay. Then we have the second chakra. The element is water. The psychological function is desire. The demon is guilt. The developmental stage of the Seku chakra, or the second chakra, is from 6 to 24 months. The body parts of the Seku chakra are the womb, genitals, kidney, bladder, and low back. The malfunction of the sacral chakra is sexual problems and urinary trouble. The third chakra, solar plexus, connected to the element of fire, the psychological function of will. Okay. And then you have the demon of it, shame. The developmental stage of the solar plexus, third chakra, is 18 to 42 months. The glands are the pancreas and adrenals. And then you have the body parts connected to the solar plexus, third chakra, is digestive system, liver, and gallbladder. Malfunction of the solar plexus is digestive troubles, chronic fatigue, and hypertension. Just with those three, right there. Malfunction of the root chakra, obesity, anorexia, sciatica, constipation. Malfunction of the sacral, sexual problems, urinary trouble. Malfunction of the solar plexus, digestive trouble, chronic fatigue, hypertension. That sounds like the majority. But you are one, if you're watching this right now, you are one that came here to decide that you was going to follow through with what it is that you signed up for before you got here, to break all that shit up. And it's going to be very uncomfortable doing that. But I promise you it's worth it. It's worth your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul. It's worth it. Fourth chakra, connected to the element of air. Psychological function is love. The demon of the fourth chakra is grief. The developmental stage of fourth chakra, the heart chakra, is 3.5 to 7 years. The gland is the thymus. Body parts in connection to the fourth chakra, heart chakra. Lungs, heart, circulatory system, arms and hands. Malfunction of the heart chakra, asthma, coronary disease, lung disease. Now, I shook my head at this aspect here of grief. Reason being is the way we perceive the transformation and transitions on this planet, which literally causes all of the other malfunctions of the previous three. Of the previous chakras we was just going over. The fifth chakra, your throat chakra, connected to the element of sound, ether, or spirit. You have to be intentional when you're connecting with spirit, connecting with the ethers, connecting with sound, making a choice. The energy state of the throat chakra is vibration. I didn't mention that for the others, but I will go back and let you know. The demon of the fifth chakra is lies. The developmental stage of the throat chakra is between 7 and 12 years old. I'm pretty sure as you're listening to this, you're realizing what it is that you are, detaching from. And it's more than okay to do so. But we'll continue. The glands are the thyroid and parathyroid. The body parts connected to the throat chakra, fifth chakra, throat, ears, mouth, shoulders, neck. Malfunction of the throat chakra, sore throats, neck and shoulder pain, thyroid troubles. So as we are going through these malfunctions and you're hearing the developmental stages of them, okay, this should help you to go back into a space where your inner child may still be, where you have to pull them through, okay? And if you know anyone within your family that are experiencing these malfunctions, what you could do in that instance is, okay, what is their sun sign? Where does that play out in your natal chart as far as your blueprint? Okay. Then we have the sixth chakra connected to the element of light. The psychological function of the sixth chakra is intuition. The demon of the sixth chakra is illusion or delusion. Developmental stage is puberty. The gland connected to the sixth chakra is pineal. The body parts connected to the sixth chakra are the eyes, base of the skull, and the brow. Malfunction of the sixth chakra, vision problems, headaches, nightmares. Seventh chakra, your crown, is connected to the element of thought. Psychological function, understanding. And that's the biggest problem, or the foundation of arguments. Shit, there are even professions connected to arguments or debates. I'm telling you, that warrior spirit is here today. The demon of, let's go back, the psychological function of the seventh chakra is understanding, which results in bliss. The demon of the seventh chakra is attachment. The developmental stage of the seventh chakra throughout life. So from the time you're in the womb, okay? The gland of the seventh chakra is pituitary. Other body parts of the seventh chakra are the central nervous system and cerebral cortex. Malfunction of the seventh chakra, your crown, involves depression, alienation, and confusion. Is there anything within what I just mentioned does anybody need me to go over again? But I'll do it this way. The element of the first chakra is earth. The location of the first chakra is perineum. The location of the second chakra is the sacrum. The element is water. The location of the third chakra is the solar plexus. The element is fire. Location of the fourth chakra is the heart, element air. Location of the throat chakra, the fifth chakra is the throat. And the element is sound, ether. The location of the sixth chakra is the brow, element light. The location of the seventh chakra is the top of the head, the element of thought. The psychological functions of each first chakra, the psychological function, first chakra, survival. Second chakra, desire. Third chakra, will. Fourth chakra, love. Fifth chakra, communication. 6, intuition. 7, understanding. The identity of these chakras from 1 to 7. Identity of the first, physical identity. Identity of the second, emotional identity. Third, ego identity. Fourth, social identity. Fifth, creative identity. 6, archetypal identity. And 7th, universal identity. The demon of the first to the 7th chakra. The demon of the first chakra is fear. Demon of the second chakra is guilt. Demon of the third chakra is shame. Fourth chakra, grief. Fifth, lies. 6th, illusion, delusion. And 7th, attachment. Developmental stage of the first to the 7th chakra. Developmental stage of the first, womb to 12 months. Developmental stage of the second chakra, 6 to 24 months. Third chakra, 18 to 42 months. Fourth chakra, 3.5 to 7 years. fifth chakra, 7 to 12 years. Sixth chakra, puberty. Seventh chakra, throughout life. There's so much more, but I'm going to get into your messages now because I'm being guided to move into your messages. But all I'm going to say is we literally had to refresh our minds as to what's really going on with the body and the way it shows itself in our outer appearance, and where we can actually switch the path that we're on, depending on if we want to, though. Because there are things that you know that you have to do, but would you want to do it? Or what you want to do, would you do it because you have to? It's like this is what I'm connecting with right now. Could be like conversations that you may have been having with yourself because you reached a crossroads. And at this crossroads, what you may have been saying this entire time is fuck this, fuck that. Okay. The word fuck literally means to strike, lightning bolt. When we look at that lightning bolt, that is the tower. So every time you say that, you're creating a tower moment, either for yourself, those around you, or both. But what does that tower do? It brings a change to the foundation, which is great if you're ready and willing to move forward and not hold yourself back. It's another reason why I said talking shit ain't normal. You know how much energy you have to use to talk shit? Do you know how much energy you have to summon in your body to speak negatively about anything, yourself, anyone, or even food? That's one thing. That's that right there. Is like it ain't like it is. However, whatever you decide to speak over your food is going to respond to you. Because you hear in several instances where a particular nutritional plan works for someone. Let's say someone being vegan or eating certain foods works for them, but for that other person, because they don't like it, it's like somebody tells you they don't love you. How does that make you feel? Food is life too. Food is life too. Everything around us has a vibration. Even if we're not seeing it move, that also shows you how disconnected we are in terms of our abilities, our supernatural abilities. And I'm saying we because I don't like the pointing fingers of the you. I know I use that quite often, but it's really it's a collective thing. We all have our ups and downs and moments where we are thriving and other times where we're not, and that's fine. That's the way this realm is designed. Okay? But being that it's built that way or energetically set up that way, you are also energetically fine-tuned, but you have to connect to that fine-tuning within you. And every experience that you have outside of you is helping you with that if you allow it to. For some, it's people telling you the truth the way you want to hear. For others, it's people telling you the truth the way you don't hear, you may not be ready for. But if you ask something at a particular moment and you're getting what you asked for, but may not be the way you asked for it, just know you got what you asked for. Some of you are even starting to see the way you are controlling your environment. You say one thing, or you think of something, or you've been observing an action of someone around you, and the result as to what happens thereafter. Case in point, when we was going through those chakras, where there's a disengagement to the mechanism of that chakra and the way it malfunctions when it's not fine-tuned or when it's not put in its place. You know what I'm saying? So welcome everyone. Like I said, this is the message for the warriors. I see y'all in here. Welcome, Sam, Joe, my moderators. Shout out to y'all. Blessings. But y'all, the bottom line is make a decision around when it comes to people who are around you talking their shit and then end up feeling something physically within their bodies, let alone, not even let alone, whatever it is that they're now feeling physically in their body had a lot to do with the way that they've been utilizing their throat chakra is what I'm getting to. That throat chakra, it's in control of your creativity. So some of you feel like you are experiencing creative blocks. What's going on in your environment? What do you have around you? And when you distance yourselves from that, okay, what you want to do is you want to check where you are at energetically, like on the spectrum of being annoyed, aggravated, or at bliss. Your key is to get to a point where you're at bliss with the decision that you made, because anything less than that, you might as well just be around that energy that is causing the creative block. And I get it. You have this physical vessel that feels a lot. And if you still have, energies that you're still tethered to, where if you do separate yourself, you're seen as disrespectful, I get where it can get difficult. But fuck all that. What are you feeling? What decisions are you making that connects you more to bliss and less of the fuckery? Meaning less tower moments. Because think of it, what was your life? What would life be if every day was thunder and lightning? Me, I'll be lit up. It's whatever. But just think about that. If every day in life was just thunder and lightning, that's what your life literally looks like when you're tolerating people bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This is why, like, the way my cutoff game is, it's not the prettiest thing. No, it ain't. But you want to know something? I love to be in a space where I'm happy. My inner child is thriving. You know, when I got to get into that masculine mode, we can go there. But if I'm noticing that that's happening too often, oh, something got to go, and it will go. Welcome, Georgie. Because it must go. Why put yourself in this vibration where you got to be all? And me, I was born and raised in the hood. Okay. Naturally, you just feel like you have to do that. I come from an entire state that when you go outside, you look at somebody for 2 seconds, what the fuck is you looking at? Like that type of vibe. But I don't have to be that way. Could I? Very well so, yes. But if I'm noticing that that's happening too much, I'm out. Don't give yourself a reason to be in a setting that is malfunctioning. Let alone the way society is built in certain areas to put these, to put you at a space where your chakras are malfunctioning because of the environment. Because once again, okay, the health of your cells has nothing to do with genetics, but everything to do with your environment. You know what I'm saying? So for real, everything in moderation. Once it starts getting out of balance, it's time for shorty roll out. You feel me? But sometimes that rolling out, you have to do it to people who are like your parents, your siblings, your cousins. For some of you, it's your own children. Message of concern comes out from a mature woman. Look at all these concerning energies coming through here about a child. This could also be what we were just discussing about the inner child. So we're talking about fifth chakra down. Let's look at this again. Fifth chakra down. Where this is at. Again, this is the book Wheels of Life, an amazing book. Okay. I see it. Because I was really picking up on this energy where doing the power over the 7 scorpions, that little bit left of possible manipulation that will instill those frequencies back into your mind, they immediately came back up. So I said, oh, no. We're not doing this here for the collective. No, we're not. So we gonna put that shit right back where the fuck it belong, where the fuck it came from. All that fear, all that guilt, all that shame, attachment. Nah, that's done for. That shit is done for. So we're first speaking of the 5th chakra to the 1st chakra. Malfunction of the 5th chakra, sore throats, neck and shoulder pain, thyroid troubles. Malfunction of the 4th chakra, asthma, coronary disease, lung disease. Malfunction of the 3rd chakra, digestive problems, chronic fatigue, hypertension. Malfunction of the 2nd chakra, sexual problems, urinary trouble. Malfunction of the 1st chakra, obesity, anorexia, sciatica, and constipation. Appreciate you, sister. Asheo. You always go live when it's the night in the UK. Wow. That is dope. Welcome, love. That's a synchronicity in itself. Oh, yes. The color associated with the 1st chakra, red, 2nd, orange, 3rd, yellow, 4th, green, and 5th, bright blue, 6th, indigo, 7th, violet or white. Okay. And here we have the metal of the 5th chakra, which is Mercury. Mercury right now is retrograde in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is Venus, right? So let me see. Let me get the Venusian chakra. See me? I'm real big when it comes to the underdog. We ain't playing with. You're not gonna sit here and fool the underdog. Not in my lifetime. I ain't got the fuck time for it. No, I do got more than enough time for it. But you don't want me to take that time. Let's see here. Venus will be connected to the heart chakra. Okay. So we got Mercury and Venus here. All right. And then we have a message of concern. Now, this number came out earlier in the energy oracle cards, which is the message for carrying connections. But 14 speaks of to be willing. So let me see here. Welcome, love. Welcome, CT. Of course, you knew I was live. The notifications on your screen. I'll fuck with you. All right. Here we go. Y'all, listen. Let me see what we got. Adjudication number 30. Message of concern. Something about the courts here. Main male. Let me see what this is talking about. Let me pull one more. Nah, that was lost. Okay. Let's see. The Lovers. Wait a minute. Because all right. So here's what's happening, because this is confirming the pre-shuffle too. In the pre-shuffle, it was Angel of Love, Caring Connections. Did I shuffle it? Angel of Love, Caring Connections, and 28 Victory. So glad I wrote it down. And then at the bottom of the deck was Door to Romance. So this is what I'm saying. Some of you are embarking on the most beautiful partnership in all areas of life. So everything and anything that can possibly create fear, preventing you from taking on the obstacle and challenge, is showing up. Okay? And as I mentioned in the previous video, May 1st, 3:02 Eastern Standard Time, we will be having a Mercury Cazimi. Mercury is very close to the sun, damn near getting burned by the sun, tanning and shit. What this does is it's one of those conjunctions where there's just a 1 degree orb, so they're like one degree apart. And during this moment, you can receive aha moments about everything that you have been experiencing and why. What you have to do is you have to put out that signal as to the way it is actually being confirmed. Welcome, Evita. Amina, too. I see y'all in here. Give source, all right, the universe, the signal that will allow you to confirm what it is that you want to know. So whatever question you have, you ask, okay? You can do that from today and focus on that. You may have to write it down so you remember the synchronicity that you are looking for to bring it in. Okay? So this could be like, all right, if I'm supposed to take this position, if I'm supposed to move in this location, this, that, or whatever, show me 4372. Show me 4372 on May 1st. Okay? That's what I mean. It's like literally, because as far as Mercury, we're speaking of the messenger, but this also has to do with divination. So this would be a great moment for you to, dive into if you're able to do that. Because again, you all got responsibilities that we are handling, right? But just be mindful, 3:02 Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you're located, right? This is when we'll have that Mercury Cazimi, and it's different for each and every one of you where that will be, where that will occur as far as the area of your life based off of your rising sign or your placements in general. So, going back to this message, you know how they say right before things get great, shit crumbles? Everything and anything is going to come from each and every direction just to check and see if you're going to remain in authority within yourself and you're going to hold on to that integrity that you've been had. Know your worth, especially while it's in Mercury is retrograde in the sign Taurus, and this Mercury Cazimi is happening within the Mercury retrograde, right in the center of it. Like everything is so fine-tuned this entire year as far as the placements, the transits, the full moons, the solar eclipse. This year ain't no joke. Why it ain't no joke? Look at what year is it though. It's a 7-year. It's a celestial year. It's the year of the crown. And what's in the crown? The brain of God. So everything that's occurring in your life is literally pushing you towards, pulling you towards your North Node. And Pluto ain't having it either. because May 1st it begins to go retrograde. So there's that. What we got going on here? Toil and labor. Really putting in that work in. Let me see. Let me see what's coming through. Olokun, Neptune. Put it, yeah, that's what that is. Put it in work in the unknown and being in this beyond state. Pisces is significant. Wherever you have Pisces or 12th house, this is where you have a connection to go beyond this world. You shouldn't have a fear of the unknown. None of you, while you're on this channel, Pisces or not, 12th house or not, you got Neptune in your chart. So, listen. Let's see. Ship. Yeah. 144. Right there. In between 33, 8. Now you got 33 vertebrae in your spine. Once you cross, that's a point where you're crossing a road also just within the body. When the body, that point of the body, the 33rd vertebrae, you reach the point at the base of your skull, which is where your medulla oblongata is. And that has a connection to the lower mind. So I'm pretty sure some of you been feeling that type of tension right there at the base of your neck. That throat chakra. It got something to do with what you have to say. You may not be saying it because you may be afraid of hurting somebody's feelings. But that same person whose feelings you may be afraid of hurting, and fear is a demon in itself, okay? That person who you may be apprehensive about saying what you got to say, put you in the same space to have to say it. Let's start there. Put you in the same space as to why you're responding in a certain way. Obviously, you may feel apprehensive about saying something to them. Why? Because you are actually connected to your heart space. So you got an option. You say something or you walk away as if you did. That in-between shit is going to keep that pressure in the base of your head. I'm not your physician. I'm just letting you know how energy flows. Take it or leave it. Because one thing I'm tired of is really seeing how that shit really plays out. And that's part of me also, where I have to accept my truth that what I'm seeing and what the body can do and what happens thereafter, the person's not responsive when it comes to their body. You know what I'm saying? And when I say responsive to the body, really having that communication with their body, listening to their body, what it has to say. I'm tired of seeing that. Tired of seeing what? The ignorance. Because those same people have the nerve to talk about others who ain't doing what they supposed to, but bruh, what is you doing? That's on the topic. This is why I'm not the person you want to come to if you want to hear something your way. If you want to hear something your way, the way you've been telling people around you who you call friends and they just hee ha ha with jazz, I'm not the one. Because first and foremost, before anybody even comes to me asking me anything, I already know the vibes. So the way I respond has a lot to do with the way your higher self will want you to wake the fuck up. Like, enough is enough. Stop playing with me. That's what the higher self is saying. Stop playing with me. You want to ignore the truth that you already know? Ignore the truth that you already know, but I'm out. That's what the soul is saying. I'm out. Deal with these other spirits without the soul if you want to. And then we got poverty. Now, this was at the bottom of the deck before these two came out. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing like someone's treasure box has been put to the side until they made a decision about certain partnerships. Because you have the privileged lady here at the bottom of the deck. Now, here's the thing though, because the story about this is that this boy works in her house. So some of you could be connected to people or have people in your family who were, yes, family members, but had to live this way while their family's out here living like this. And then that came back repeating itself through lovers, through work. And this is where you have the scenario of people being more comfortable being manipulated so they don't have to change. With judgment, lack of for themselves. And then we have the child. Thief. Someone was robbed here from their childhood. Community. I just heard it takes a village to raise a child. But there has been a lot of lockups going on here. Some of you could be so sensitive and empathic that you can feel that vibration around you. This may not even be something that you are experiencing within your own dynamic. This could be energies around you. Privileged lady comes out, literally right up under. So now the boy who was in poverty has more power than the privileged lady. Because he was the divine one. 37 is a 10. Being that they were surrounded by poverty,